Narcissists' tragic weaknesses ultimately result in their self-destruction. Why? Due to their feelings of entitlement and desire for control, narcissists have no issue with overstepping boundaries when it comes to how others treat them. To begin, I'd like to state a belief that many narcissists would find insulting. These individuals, who are notorious troublemakers, have only ever experienced triumphs in their lives, yet they are leading lives of failure. If you tell them that their entire existence is built on defeat, they are likely to be puzzled. Narcissists have a high opinion of themselves and view it as their duty to dictate how others should live, believing that they are serving society. Since they are incapable of recognizing their own negativity, they believe that the world would be a better place if everyone shared their opinions. As a result, they often attract negativity into their relationships and frequently bring out the worst in people they interact with. They view their sense of superiority, entitlement, control, invalidation, and defensiveness as natural and appropriate, and blame anyone who challenges them for misunderstanding them. It's important to remember that narcissists are always on the defensive. The more you comprehend this concept, the better equipped you will be to deal with any interactions with them. Typical narcissists have a profound fear of being exposed for who they really are. As a result, they fabricate an identity and construct a web of lies on which their entire existence will eventually crumble. It's important to always remember that narcissists are not truthful, even with themselves, about their true identity. As a result, they become defensive and start yelling and blaming others for their problems. They are emotionally incapable of having honest conversations, preferring to engage in argumentative or passive-aggressive behavior. They believe they are superior and therefore do not need to conform to societal norms. This prevents them from engaging in meaningful conversations with others or understanding their true selves. They impose their values and beliefs on others without considering alternative viewpoints. This self-centered behavior ultimately leads to their downfall, which is inevitable. There are several signs or actions that indicate a narcissist's path towards self-destruction. The first warning sign is an attack on your character. Narcissists aim to make you look foolish and hold you responsible for their issues. This leads to poor conflict management and irrational decision-making, as they are unable to see the interconnectedness of people. They may disregard your opinion as unimportant if it differs from theirs. They believe they are the only ones capable of making sound judgments and ignore the possibility that your perspective could help them. There is no room for discussion. Another telltale sign of a self-destructive narcissist is their need to constantly blame others. They destroy your life, discredit you, and make you feel terrible. This behavior is another indication that they are heading towards their own downfall. It's not an exaggeration to say that a lot of things are likely to happen when dealing with a narcissist. Contrary to what one might think, narcissists don't say, "I need to examine my position since things didn't go as planned." Instead, they shift the blame to others and refuse to take responsibility for their actions. As a result, they repeat the same dysfunctional patterns, which hinder their growth as a couple. Narcissists have a tendency to impose their expectations on you, including how you should think, behave, react, and form opinions on every matter. This is another indication that they are on a dangerous path. They firmly believe that my way is the only way and disregard the existence of other perspectives and people. They think that the only way to embrace differences is to insult you and try to alter your true identity. If a narcissist successfully convinces you that you are unworthy, you may start to believe that you need them to save you from your own inadequacies. That's how they operate. However, such a mentality is not a recipe for a healthy life. Refusing to acknowledge that "I need help" or "you make sense" is yet another warning sign that they are on a self-destructive path. It implies that they require resources beyond their sense of superiority, which they are unwilling to acknowledge. It's evident that they struggle to view you as an equal. They're only interested in you for as long as you can meet their narcissistic desires. They're self-sabotaging because they're unable to look beyond the present moment. They fail to consider the long-term implications of their actions. I've witnessed numerous individuals get into trouble due to issues such as drug abuse, extramarital affairs, poor financial planning, and impolite conduct towards others. Eventually, these issues have to be addressed. They're self-absorbed, concentrating solely on their immediate wants and needs while dismissing any possible negative repercussions. Instead of taking accountability for their actions, they are quick to shift the blame to others. Substance abuse, relationships with others, the need for validation, the pursuit of wealth, and the desire for recognition and admiration from others are all dependencies that contribute to their downfall. Their reliance on authoritarianism is also revealing. They enjoy power plays but are unaware that others despise being bullied or treated poorly. The self-destructive narcissist is convinced that their approach is the only one that works, which causes them to make uninformed judgments quickly. They struggle with critical thinking and may try to evade responsibility by engaging in mindless activities such as staring at a screen. They are completely oblivious to the consequences of their actions. This demonstrates their inability to socialize and their need for submission to authority. Their inability to compromise and their conceit both contribute to their downfall, but they are unable to see the link between the two. To avoid slipping into a self-destructive pattern in response to a narcissist, it is critical to avoid negative reactions. Increasing negative emotions such as hate, rage, disdain, and bitterness only raise your risk of falling into the self-destructive narcissist's trap. The best way to cope with their harmful behavior is to keep your distance and clearly indicate that you won't follow their path. If the narcissist were honest, they would confess that their outward persona conceals their true feelings of worthlessness. They would acknowledge that they haven't learned how to manage relationships rationally and instead waste their time complaining instead of improving themselves. However, since they won't admit to it, remember that the narcissist is solely responsible for their damage, and they will have to face the consequences alone. In the meantime, focus on becoming a more well-rounded person who embodies the values of love, peace, and justice. Rather than attempting to fix the destructive narcissist, strive to perfect yourself. Use this video as a tool for self-awareness and growth as you face whatever challenges come your way.
So everyone, today we just talked about why narcissists ultimately end up self-destruct. Narcissists are individuals who believe they are superior to others, that it is their responsibility to dictate how others should live. They feel entitled to control every aspect of their lives and the lives of those around them. However, their sense of superiority and entitlement often bring out the worst in people they interact with, attracting negativity into their relationships. The first reason why narcissists self-destruct is that they have a profound fear of being exposed for who they really are. As a result, they fabricate an identity and construct a web of lies that they rely on, which eventually crumbles. Narcissists become defensive and start yelling and blaming others for their problems. They are emotionally incapable of having honest conversations, preferring to engage in argumentative or passive-aggressive behavior. Narcissists also tend to impose their expectations on others, including how they should think, behave, react, and form opinions on every matter. They believe that their way is the only way, which leads to poor conflict management and irrational decision-making. If their opinion differs from yours, they may disregard your opinion as unimportant, ignoring the possibility that your perspective could help them. There is no room for discussion. Another sign of self-destructive narcissists is their need to constantly blame others. They destroy your life, discredit you, and make you feel terrible. This behavior is another indication that they are heading towards their own downfall. Contrary to what one might think, narcissists don't say, "I need to examine my positions and things didn't go as planned." Instead, they shift the blame to others and refuse to take responsibility for their actions, hindering their growth as individuals. Narcissists are also self-sabotaging because they are unable to look beyond the present moment. They fail to consider the long-term implications of their actions, and they are quick to shift the blame to others instead of taking accountability for their actions. Substance abuse, relationships with others, the need for validation, the pursuit of wealth, and the desire for recognition and admiration from others are all dependencies that contribute to their downfall. Their reliance on authoritarianism is also revealing. In conclusion, narcissistic tragic weaknesses ultimately result in their self-destruction. They believe they are serving society by dictating how others should live, Yet their sense of superiority and entitlement often bring out the worst in people they interact with. Their inability to take accountability for their actions, constant need to blame others, and lack of critical thinking skills contribute to their downfalls. Remember, narcissists are always on the defensive, and the more you comprehend this concept, the better equipped you will be to deal with any interactions with them. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you find this video informative. Have a nice day, everyone.